Thank you guys for being with us tonight. This is our second, we're calling them our Tuesday Huddle, where we have gotten together with 3 successful Jewel teams in Plexus, and we are each week bringing you a pertinent training topic. And tonight, I'm really excited because Kate is going to give us some awesome training information tonight. So I hope you guys brought your notebook, or if you're going to watch the recording, grab a piece of paper to take notes. So I am going to send it over to Kate and let her take it from there.
Perfect. Thank you, Amy. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Sorry if I have to grab my tissue in the middle of it or get a drink of water. I am at the end of a cold, and it just makes me realize even more why I love Plexus so much, because I don't ever get colds anymore, and I used to get them all the time. So I feel like a big old baby when I do get one, but it's okay. We're here. I'm really excited just to chat with you guys a little bit more. And I wanted just to start out and just kind of tell my story a little bit more and introduce myself. My name is Kate Brooks. I'm a Sapphire Ambassador, and I am from California. I'm born and raised in a really, really small town, and I live in an even smaller town now than what I was born in, about 30 miles west of where I grew up. I'm a cowgirl at heart, a rancher's daughter, and a lover of people. So I have 2 daughters. Bretta is 11 years old and Elsie is 8 years old. And I love being a girl mom. It was not what I wanted to do, but I'm so happy that I get to be a girl mom now. But I just wanted to tell you just a little bit of that background, because I didn't get to do that last week. And I just wanted to know, I want you guys to know kind of where I come from. My husband is hunting in Utah right now. And so I have chatted with my girls about not coming in here and interrupting me, but we all know Plexus is a family business. And so if they come, I hear the bathwater running. So one's in the bath right now, but I am here just to talk to you tonight about following up with people. And it goes from following up with people that are liking and commenting on your posts to following up people once they trust you enough to become a customer or an ambassador underneath your organization. It used to be where it took about 8 to 10 times for you to follow up with them before they would actually purchase products from you. And now statistics are showing that it takes anywhere from 10 to 15 touches before you actually can seal the deal and have them order from you. And a lot of people will get encouraged or discouraged through that. And I want you to always remember, don't ever feel guilty for following up. Don't ever feel guilty for loving something so much and knowing that they can help your friends and family, that you might feel like a bother, but you're not. When you come from a place of love and servancy and wanting to help somebody versus rather than trying to make a goal or make a sale, people can feel that from you, and people can really feel I'm not thinking about the word's not coming to me, but they could feel your outpouring support of that you really, really care about them and that you're not just trying to make a sale. I have never tried to make a sale. That's not what this business is about to me. And I really want you to take a step back and really think about that for yourself. And if you're just trying to reach a goal, or if you're just trying to rank up, or you're trying to, earn that $50, take that away and really have it come from a place of wanting to help people and help them feel better. But don't ever feel guilty about following up, because that is our business, and that's what we do, and it shows that we truly care. And if you're not following up and you're not reaching out to people about Plexus, and you're not commenting on their posts or messaging them when they comment on your posts, somebody else is going to do that. And I know Amy has seen it, I've seen it. There are people that we have had on our Hot 20 list or on our Frank's list, and we were too scared to reach out to them, or we were too scared about what they would think, and then they end up signing with somebody else. Sometimes it's a sideline, and you're like, dang it. Sometimes it's a downline and you're excited because they're in your organization, but it happens to everybody. And I'm telling you right now, it is a kick in the pants when that happens, because you're like, one of my good friends who's a sideline sister is a senior Ruby ambassador, and she was on my Frank's list, but I was too scared to reach out to her. And so it happens to all of us. So don't ever feel bad about following up. Have that confidence, lead with passion, and lead with that servancy heart that you really, really want to help them, and you have products that can save their lives or can change their lives. I don't know how many people I've seen lately say, that they're tired as a mother. This is just normal. I'm tired as a mother. I felt like when I first started Plexus, that was everywhere. It was everywhere I was saying I was tired of mother. And then I stopped seeing it so much. And now I'm seeing that all the time. I guess just it's the way it's supposed to be. I'm tired as a mother. Reach out to them if you're a mom and let them know that that doesn't have to be how it is. Okay. Even me, a mom of 2 girls, my husband's been gone almost a week and I've had a cold. I'm still getting up and doing things with them or playing a game with them at the dinner table. That used to just wipe me out and I would be in bed and they just would have been on their own, or I would have called my mom to come and save me. But don't ever, ever feel bad about reaching out to people. I follow up with everybody. Every single month, I have an ongoing list of people that have I've either sent samples to, that have shown interest but haven't purchased, or that have commented on my posts. And then also people that, hi, buddy. Hi. Who have also shown interest, or that I know that these products or this business could be very relevant for them and that I would want them in my organization. So I always have an ongoing list. And I also recommend you have a planner. If you don't have a planner, if you're a follow-up person, you could do it from the notes of your phone or a notebook or a piece of paper. You have to have some type of organization for your follow-up. Find what works best for you. If you're a spreadsheet person, do a spreadsheet. I am a planner person because I can just grab it and go with me wherever I go. When we're working cattle, when I'm in the mountains, when we're on family vacation, I could just grab my planner and go. But always have your list that you're continually adding to, and then reach out to them. Even if you're not reaching out to them about Plexus, reach out to them and be engaged in their life. Take a look on their Facebook feed first and see what they went, what they've been up to and what's been going on. You don't ever want to just message them in an inbox. Go back and see, like, oh my gosh, your kids' Halloween pictures were so cute. I love that, she was Dorothy. Just engage in their life and show them that you care. And you could follow up, whether you're following up to make a sale or whether you're following up just to show them interest that you are engaged in their life. And then they in turn are going to see your posts when you start when you make posts. And so that's always a good thing for me. I know this week when I've been down on the couch sick, I've been really engaging with people that I don't normally engage with. And then now all of their posts are showing up on my feed. And so logarithms are crazy. And a lot of times, if you're only commenting on Plexus people's posts, you're only going to see Plexus people's posts. But really reach out and make sure that you're going to your list that you want to follow up with and actually going to their page and commenting on their stuff, commenting on their stories, engaging in them, in their things. Another thing that I want to talk about, I have notes so that I don't get confused, is ask a lot of questions. When somebody finally is in the process and they want to order Plexus from you, or are interested in trying the products, or interested in a little bit more information, always ask questions. Don't just assume that everybody is a one-size-fits-all basket and that you want to, everybody's going to start on the triplex. Like when Amy and I started, everybody was starting on triplex. It was what people did. Years before we started, everybody was starting on the Slim and Accelerator. We have so many different welcome packs and so many different, we have blood sugar stabilization, we have gut health, we have inflammation, we have skincare, we have all these different amazing products and combos that people can order from, that we can't just assume what their products or what they're wanting for. We always have to ask questions about what they're wanting. I have it saved in my notes on my phone, and I just ask them, 6 or 7 questions. If they're serious and if they're wanting to do this, for 3 months or for 6 months. That was back in the day when we only had, customers or ambassadors, and now everybody's a customer, so it makes it a lot easier. If they like protein shakes, if they're on any medications, there's questions that we always want to make sure that we're asking our potentials and our current customers before we get them started on a regimen. And so I'm always digging in and asking questions with that so that I can better understand where to meet them at and what products to recommend. Also, when you close them, ask a lot of questions with them and let them know up front that you are going to be not hounding them. I'm a light airy person, and so I'm always like, hey, just so you know, I'm going to probably drive you nuts for the first 2 months. And I just give them that forewarning, and I let them know that if they wanted to not have any follow-up system, or if they wanted to not have customer care, they could have gone to Walmart and purchased probiotics. But by them trusting in me, I always tell them that my favorite thing to do is to have the customer service with them and make sure that they are willing and that willing to have my feedback, that they're willing to have the hard conversations, that there's no TMI. I let them know right up front. Like one of the questions I asked them was about digestion. A lot of people get scared away with that, but I just continue to ask the questions and let them know that I'm an open book and that I'm going to be bothering them. As soon as they order their products, I'm reaching out to them and let them know that I'm so excited for them. Even though I've already told them that, an hour or two or a day goes by and I will just message them again to be like, Lynn, I am so excited for you. And I'm so thankful that you decided to finally start Plexus and trust me on your health journey. I'm going to be checking in with you, but please let me know when your products arrive so that I can set you up with the correct dosage. And it's just another reach out, and it's letting them know that I'm here for them. It's keeping in their back of their head that like, wow, she is here for me. She will, she's here to ask the questions. And then I always ask them if they're on any thyroid medications or any medications, what their digestion's like, if they want just an AM and a PM regimen, or if they want it throughout the day. And then I physically will write it all down. I have a notebook that I write, and I will write Amy, and I will write, no thyroid meds, digestion is regular, wants her protein shake for breakfast, and I will write it all out on a piece of paper. I will write day 1 through 3, and I will even write when they tell me they're going to start, like they're going to start tomorrow, I will write 11:10 through 11:12. And then I will write it all out on the back of that paper. I will write that how much water they need to drink. I will write that they need to be in constant contact with me. I always remind them that if they forget to take something, take it when they remember, because that's a big thing for people. People are like, oh my gosh, I forgot to take my Ease this morning with my Slim, or I forgot to take my probiotic or my BioCleanse. Just take it when you remember. It's not a one size fits all. And that's the most important thing, is that we just want them to get the products down the hatch. And so I will ask them that. And then I just take a picture of it and send it to them. That way they can save it to their phones. They always have it on board, and they're not having to scroll back through all of our messages to find out how I dose them. And then I also have it written down that I'm like, oh, she was on day 3. I can reach out for them. Yes, keep it simple, because this is simple. We don't want to have to tell people you have to take this at 8 o'clock in the morning and this at noon and this at 5 p.m. I am not a regimented person. I have the time. I'm not even at home on certain days or times. And so if I have to take something in the middle of the day, I'm just going to forget, and then I'm not going to take it. And so it's meeting people where they're at and really knowing their schedule and what they're wanting to accomplish with Plexus. Another thing that I do in my planner, like I said, you might have it on the calendar in your phone. A lot of people will just talk to Siri and tell them, Siri, check in with Amy on November 10th. She's going to start. And then they will do it that way. I'm a planner person. I write it in my planner, Amy is starting on November 10th, and then I'll go 3 days later, Amy 3 days, because I just want to check in with them and make sure that they're doing okay, or that they didn't get scared and not do it. Because so many people are like, I'm going to start tomorrow. And then tomorrow comes and they're like, oh man, now I'm scared. What happens if it's not okay? What happens if I'm breastfeeding and maybe I shouldn't be doing this? People start to get scared and worried, and so they won't do it. So if you're checking in with them, they know you're going to be checking in with them. They're like, oh man, I told Kate I was going to start. I better start this. And so I'll check in on day 3, and then I check in on the first week, the second week, the third week, and the fourth week. And I have it all saved in my phone, what I send. I have saved the same exact thing, week 1 through 4, and I just shoot it off to people. I will personalize it to a lot because they are my friends, and I will be like, I'll just make small talk with that so it doesn't look so copy paste. But then after those 4 weeks are up, I also will check in with them. I will write down in my planner when their subscription is going to run. And I started doing that this last year. And what I found is that people really appreciated it, because it was more of an issue when the BioCleanse used to be a 120 bottle, because people would have a lot of BioCleanse left over. But especially for the people that do have constipation or digestive issues, that 60 count of BioCleanse might not be enough. And so we want to make sure that we're reaching out to them before their subscription runs, like 3 or 4 days before. Give them a heads up that it's going to be changing. Ask if they want to add anything. If they are looking, maybe they want to add the Active or the MetaBurn or the protein shakes just for the holidays to kind of help with cravings. Or they need to increase their BioCleanse to a bigger amount so that they're able to go to the restroom more freely. So there's a lot of different scenarios, but checking in with them before their subscription has really gotten a lot of great feedback lately. And it's one of the things that I've been doing that I've now implemented into my follow-up system. After their month is up, I don't just let them drop off the wagon. And I know that a lot of people do, but it's very important that we let them know, again, that we are here for them. They could have gone to Walmart or Walgreens or Target and got their supplements, but they've trusted in us to get these products from us. And so we need to show them that we trust in ourselves and our business and that we're there for them. So I will continue to reach out every single week for the first 8 weeks. And is what I do. It's in my planner. It's very simple. I'll just, like, if Amy was starting tomorrow, I would put Amy start. I would flip to the next Wednesday, Amy 1 week, Amy 2 weeks, all the way to 8 weeks. And so that I don't miss checking in with her and making sure that she doesn't have issues, because a lot of times people are fine in a month and they have a regimen and they're good, but we want to continue to check in with them to add more products to their system, add more products to their subscription, and to make sure that they're not having any adverse reactions or effects or anything like that when they start their products. And so that is, and follow-up is very, very important for me. I always stress it on my team. And when you do your follow-up and it's a downward effect, you can taproot also and reach out to your other people, the people underneath you. Lynn is on my team, and I will reach out to sometimes to her people and just say, I'm so excited for you to join our team. You are in the best hands with Lynn, but if you need any help or assistance, I am here for you as well. Because we're not all available all the time. And sometimes people have questions. And so dropping down into your downlines and letting them know that you're there for them, it really just shows that it is a community and there's not CEOs and all of this, that we're all big one group and we all still want you to succeed. That's the main thing here, is we want these products to work for every single person so that eventually then they're sharing with their friends and family. There's so many people that will start these products and they're not dosaged correctly. They're on medications, and so they have adverse reactions, or they don't order the right combo to start with, or people are starting them on XOS Slim, Probiotic, Probio 5, and Vital Biome all at once, and their system just goes crazy. Our main goal here with our follow-up is that we get them past that point to where they're loving their products, and then they're searching into trying other products or starting to share with their friends and family. Another part of the follow-up system is we need to make sure that they understand what perks are, because so many people don't know what perks are. Initially, when you first sign up, you get 250 perks. And so after month 2 or 3, you might be up to 500 perks by then. And it's a great way to reach out to them and let them know that they can try something else. And you could give them some recommendations based on different health goals that they have. I always tell my team that the buying is the easy part, but keeping them on for months on end is the hard part. And so many they don't think that. It's not that the close is easy by any means. I know Amy is going to touch on closing later on in the month, but that's not easy. But keeping them on board is the hard part. A lot of times people will just be like, okay, I'll order just to shut them up, or okay, I'll just try it just so that I can prove them wrong. And if we allow that to happen, then it's just going to be more fuel to the fire for them to just be like, oh, Plexus doesn't work, or oh, Kate didn't check in with me. I bought it from somebody and they just never checked in with me, or I reached out to them and they just ghosted me. We don't ever, ever, ever want to be that person or that team. We always want to just show people that we are there for them and that we truly, truly do care. Along with following up with our customers and stuff, also make sure that if you have any questions for me, you put them in the chat box. I know Amy's going to be watching that chat box, but if you have any questions, we're going to have some time just to chat about it, and or you could hop on, and unmute yourself and let me know. But if you have any questions, just put them in the chat box. On top of, hold on, I'm going to get some more real quick. On following up with our customers and our ambassadors, it's very important to follow up with our teammates as well and be there for them and encourage them with their goals and what they're wanting. If you don't have a very big team, that's fine. Always be in contact with your upline if you don't have people underneath you, and say, you know what, Amy, I really think that this month I want to just share with one person, or I want to get 2 people so that I could get that $50. Don't ever be afraid. We can't read minds as leaders. We have humongous teams. We have thousands of people underneath us, and we want to work with the people that want it. And so if you just reached out to us and be like, you know what, I think I'm going to go silver this month. I don't really know what that, even if you're brand new, I don't really know what that means, but I think I want to do it. Then we're able to continue to follow up with you guys the entire month long. Or if you have somebody in your organization that was at, they had 9 people in the organization, follow up with them and let them know that they are 1 person away from going senior silver. Break it down for them. Let them know, like I just told somebody today, we have got to get you silver this month. And when you go silver, because she's in her fast start, this is the amount of money that you are going to make. When you break it down for somebody and you're continually following up once they showed interest, it changes things. It doesn't they just don't drop off the wagon and become a part of that whole organization that you have. When you're continuing to follow up with them, the same way that you follow up with your customers and your ambassadors that are new, that are taking the products, it shows that they really care and that you are there for them. Get on a Zoom with them, get on a FaceTime call with them, walk them through the back office if they're brand new, but follow up with the people that really want it, because those are the people that are showing up, that are asking the questions, and that potentially could be your next, sapphire or diamond ambassador. But if you don't follow up with them or even reach out to know where their goals are in life, then you could be missing out on a diamond. I love to ask people. My Australia team has implemented this, and I absolutely love it. After about a month, they ask them to state 3 things that they have, like, give me 3 things that you love about so far with Plexus. And it's kind of a roundabout way of getting them to share, possibly. So they're like, people will be like, I don't really know. I think I have more energy and I'm sleeping better. And I didn't get in my kids' Halloween candy. I'm like, wow, Brandy, that is amazing. Like, do you know how many moms out there wish that they could sleep better and then didn't just binge on all their kids' Halloween candy? What if I help you write a post with that? So it's another great way to follow up with people that have possibly shown the interest, or that you believe that they truly could rock this business with you, is by following up with them and asking them just to show you a couple of wins that they have seen, even if it's just one win. Or I only had 1 cup of coffee today instead of 2. But if you don't follow up with your team and your organization, they're never going to know that you're there. I work with levels 5, 6, 7s on my team, and I treat them like they're my level 1s, because they deserve the love and attention just like my level 1s do. But if we're not following up with them and we're not showing that we're interested in them, then they could possibly drop off of it completely and stop sharing, because the support is there. We can't ever trust that anybody in our downline is doing the work. We have to do it ourselves. And sometimes you'll step on people's toes, and sometimes you'll make people upset. But if you are truly coming from a place of wanting people to succeed, and wanting people in the organization to grow, and wanting customers to truly love their products, then when somebody gets mad, they need to look in the mirror, because that is on them and that is not on you. It is our job. If you have 5 people underneath you, but you have 1 person and they have 4, that is your team also. And following up with them is your job. It is part of, I feel like I signed a contract. It's my policy that these people are a part of my organization, and I have just as much right to reach out to them, because I can't trust that other people are doing it. And so, yes, sometimes it will get mad. I'm a very sharp shooter. I'm very blunt and to the point. My team knows that. And so I have told some people, maybe you need to look in the mirror, because I am just trying to help you in the long run. So just remember that follow-up, it's not a one size fits all. We have follow up with our potentials, people that you have sent trials to or samples to, or people that you have engaged with through the Engage app, people that have commented on your post, people that you have messaged in the past and they just said not right now. Always keep a running list of everybody that you want to follow up with. And then once people do trust you enough to purchase your products and to join your organization, follow up like a boss. It is your job. I would rather have you sponsor 3 people a month and keep those 3 people in your organization for 6 months, a year, 18 months for them to love the products, rather than sponsoring 30 in a month and having 20 of them drop off because you can't physically follow up with that many people. So you're going to keep following up with your potentials list and everybody that you've sent products to or samples to or has been engaged with at all. You're going to follow up with all of your ambassadors and your customers that have trusted you. And even after 2 months is up, you're going to continue to follow up with them. In my system, I follow up with everybody at least every 2 months. And so after they reach the 2-month mark, I still check in with them every couple of months just to let them know I'm here for them. And then you're also going to continue to follow up with your teammates. Reach out to them, find out what their Leaders Retreat goals are, find out where they're at. Hey, Lynn, how many Leaders Retreat points do you have? What is your goal? Have that engagement with them. Ask if you can get on a Zoom with them and map some things out to see how it would work. But it doesn't just follow into a follow up with potentials only or follow up with customer care. Follow up is a big deal with Plexus from the very beginning to the very end. Even when they become a Jewel, I mean, I still have I still want my upline to follow up with me. I still want that support and for them to know that they are here for me, even though I am a Jewel myself and I have a huge team. It is the community and the culture and the organization that makes you stay. And that happens when you're continuing to be there for your teammates. And so that's what I got on follow-ups. It was a little long-winded. Sorry, Amy.
No, I think it was great. I want to know if anybody, we're going to open it up because we've got about 5 minutes left. If anybody has some specific questions, you can unmute and we're going to totally put Kate on the spot. Or you can put it in the chat. There was lots of commenting in the chat, so I didn't see any questions. One thing I wanted to point out, we'll share it with everyone, which is what's so great about doing this across teams. Betty uses an index card file system that every person has an index card and she keeps it, and that's how she uses her follow-up. She's done that for years, and I always think it's a great idea. It works for her. It doesn't work for me. I also have tried an Excel spreadsheet when I first started, and I was like all gung-ho, and I'm like, all right, I'm doing this. I had like a color-coded Excel spreadsheet. That also doesn't work for me, but it works for other people. So I love that you said you have to find your system of what works.
Definitely. I have index card thing. I actually was just pulling out some stuff in my office, cleaning it, and I found one because a couple years ago, they were, try this. And I'm like, I'm going to try that system. It didn't work for me because I pack this around anywhere I go. It goes in my purse. It goes in my car. I could take it with my suitcase anywhere I go, and I have it. And so like, if I lost this, it would be very sad. So, but you have to do what works for you.
Yes, I love that. And the other thing too is it may be more than one system. Like I have my hot 20 or my new people on one system, and then I have other people that I make sure they don't fall through the cracks, that I have their name written down in another system. And the other thing I will share after this call, I'll share it with Kate and Sarah, and you guys can share it with your teams. We just put together a customer care document that just kind of has those check-ins. It's exactly what you're talking about, Kate. Week 1, send this message. Week 2, week 8. Doesn't mean you have to do it, but at least give someone a framework, and then you guys can create your own if you don't already have a system.
Definitely love that.
Yeah. So one question that came through, Christine wanted to know if she missed when and how you talk about the business with new people. I don't know if you want to touch on that with follow-up. I know that's probably going to also be a separate training, but can you?
Yeah, that will be a separate training as well, but that is where I will ask them about 3 wins that they have seen once they started Plexus. And it always goes back with, and I will get Amy and Sarah to like the 10 questions that I ask people before I get them started and all the questions that I ask, but it always goes back to, what their main goals were. If their main goal was energy, I will ask them, give me 3 wins that you have seen besides the energy, because I already know that you're loving it. Or do you feel like you have better energy? And it's asking open-ended questions for you to get them to respond back that yes, they do have better energy, or yes, they are sleeping better, or their cravings are at bay. And then you can kind of transition into, I'm sure that you have tons of family and friends that have felt the same way you felt, and they would love to have more energy also. What if I help you write a post with that? That is very simple. You can write it for them. You can ask them to write it and you will look at it, or you can ask them to do a shout out post. Like, I just want to thank my friend Kate for getting me started on her supplements. I haven't needed a nap in 3 days. And it could be as simple as that, to where they don't feel like they're really sharing or trying to sell something, but it's me asking them to do them a favor because I've done them a favor by helping them.
Yep, I love that. And I know too, when it comes to bringing up the business with new people, it's not a one and done. So I mention it. I like to have a phone call like, hey, I'm so excited. Let me know when you get your welcome pack. And then I really try, or your combo or whatever, I really try to get on a Zoom when they go open their box. That it's not always feasible, right? So getting on the phone, guys, is really great. I know in this day and age, the phone seems so archaic. and we assume people don't like it, or maybe we even say we don't like it. Like I am one of those people, but I cannot tell you how many times when I've gotten on the phone with a new person, they have disclosed things to me that they did not in a message, right? You go through the whole spiel, you talk about health issues, medications, health goals, they get the triplex and you're ready to go. And I get on the phone and they're like, oh yeah, I'm actually on Synthroid. I have hypothyroidism. I'm like, wait, what? Like you didn't mention any of that. So, but I mention at that call when they're really excited and we're getting you started on the products, I mentioned the business opportunity. And I may even say, hey, I know you didn't join for the business, but I would be selfish if I didn't tell you if you shared with 3 people your referral code, you're going to make $300 this month. It'll just eliminate any budgetary concerns. They almost always say, no, thanks. I'm like, no problem. But
Yeah.
then right on that week 4 follow up, when they're feeling good, then you do what Kate did. So it's not just a one and done, because so many of us on here, I'm sure I know myself, probably Kate too, we said no to the business many times along the way. And if someone had quit bringing it up or quit asking, then we wouldn't be here.
Yeah. And I even said no once I went silver.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
still, no. I shared with a couple friends. That's all I did. I don't want to like do this thing.
Right. No, I'm not doing this. Exactly.
Yeah. So it's
Um,
continuing to follow up with them, or keeping a list of who you want to help rank up and then keeping on reaching out to them.
yeah. What do you do if you have someone, Kate, that's ordered? So they've ordered and then they ghost you and they're not replying back to you.
Depends on my relationship with them. A lot of times I will send like a funny meme or something, like I will send a dead skeleton, be like, are you alive? Type of thing. Or, just kind of make it light and stuff, or just say, I'm not trying to bother you or be a hound, but I just want to make sure that you're okay. Or alive, question mark, question mark. I'm a very, like I said, I'm a lighthearted person. People know my personality. And so majority of the people that order from me, they kind of have an idea of who I am. And so I can be more of myself with them. But I would just, if it gets bad, you could even send a voice message and just say, listen, I don't know if you're having buyer's remorse or what, but I would love to talk with you, because if you are, then we need to work a way to get your money back, or we need to get, like open it up that way. We don't ever want them to have their money back, but if they're truly ghosting you after they ordered, then it's an opportunity to open up the conversation about it. Or did you have some fears before, with you starting, or ask deeper questions. But I would also say, like, are you alive and okay?
Yeah, I do the same thing. So if they've ghosted me and they're not doing anything, I'll send a gift maybe just to get them to reply. But I agree. If somebody has ordered and then they ghost you, a couple of things have happened. Usually they now have cold feet. Either someone has said something, oftentimes it's a spouse has found out they've ordered and they've gotten like in trouble, or they've decided to look on Google and they're like, right? Or you've overwhelmed the heck out of them and you have scared them to get started. And whichever scenario, they're usually afraid to tell you because they don't want to hurt your feelings. It's just like people who ghost us as potentials because they're afraid to tell us no. They're not doing it to be mean. They really they don't want to hurt our feelings, right? And so I love what Kate said, and I'm the same way. It's almost like you have to give them permission to tell you something that's not great, right? Like, so hit that objection head on and ask them, do you regret it? Or you could say, listen, like, if you are rocking and rolling and you don't want me to check in with you, that's fine. But this is how I run my business. Just let me know that you're good to go. And I'll quit following up, every couple of days.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I would, so Casey says most people ghost her after they've been taking the products forever. Right. So it's awesome that you're actually still checking in, because I can't tell you how many of my people that have been on it for years and rocking and rolling that I let slip through the cracks. Right. And all of a sudden I'm like, oh my gosh, yes, I should check in. They're still taking the products. And sometimes you can ask them, say, how often you want me to check in on you? Because listen, like she said, you could have gone to Walmart, but great news, you ordered from Plexus and you get me. Like, I'm jokey like that. I'd be like, you get me as your personal coach, whether you
Exactly.
like it or not, and maybe even ask them.
Yeah. And a lot of times for me, when I follow up with people that have been going on it for years, I don't follow up about Plexus.
Right.
I just will say, like, hey, Amy, I hope you're having a great Tuesday and your week's coming good. What's new?
Yeah.
or what have you guys been up to? How's Steve? Stuff like that. So it doesn't have to be about Plexus, because then they will respond to you. If they have a Plexus question, they've been taking the products forever, then they'll be good. Or if they respond back, be like, I'm so happy that, you had a great weekend in Tennessee, Amy. How are you enjoying your Plexus products?
Yes, such a great point. I'm glad you brought that up, because if you do maybe go back, because we think Plexus 24/7, right? And so for us to ask Plexus on the 7 previous messages, we think we're okay because we honestly want to know how they're doing, right? It comes from the goodness of our heart. But on the flip side, to then, if we're only talking about Plexus, that may also be why they're ghosting us.
Yeah.
Like, oh, like I'm taking it, but I don't want to talk about it
I'm
anymore.
ordering every month. What's the
Yeah,
problem? But it's just
right.
like, they want to know that you're interested in them other than because they ordered from you.
Right, right. Now, one thing I know about potentials that I just learned a couple weeks ago, when all of us first started, what was it? Like 80% of sales happen between the 8th and the 12th follow-up. So that was like, I remember those graphics when we started, right? So if you're only following up with someone 7 times and you quit, whoever follows up next they're gonna order from them. But I saw new stats recently, guys. And now it's between like 17 and 20 times. Those sales statistics have changed because people are inundated with information at a speed that is ridiculously fast during the day. So that makes it even more important that we really hone our follow-up skills for potentials. And even potentials don't always have to be followed up about Plexus.
Mhm.
So.
Definitely.
All right. Well, I want to thank Kate for doing this training tonight. I am really loving this series, guys. We will be back next Tuesday. It'll be a different topic. I don't want to say what it is just because I don't want to pigeonhole ourselves in case we have some scheduling issues or,
People
someone
get
can't be
sick.
on. Yeah, right. But someone gets sick, but it's going to be a great, another business topic. And if there's anything in particular you guys would like to see, let your upline know, whether it's me, Sarah, or Kate, and we can work those topics into the trainings. Bye, guys.
Thanks, guys.